Good afternoon, friends. It's story time with Miss Nancy. The Parable of the Lily. This is a precious little story. It's about Easter. So stick with me. You'll enjoy the pictures. And let's find out what lilies have to do with Easter. One wintry day, the farmer's young daughter shuffled through the snow, headed for the mailbox at the end of the lane. Brrr! It was cold. She peered inside the mailbox and found a small white envelope. Surprise! It was addressed to her. Dear Maggie, the letter began, I'm sending a very special gift just for you. Look for it soon. Maggie loved getting presents, especially a gift as mysterious as this one. When would it come? Who was it from? And what would it be? She wondered. Wondered starts with W. The farmer's daughter waited and waited, some days patiently and some days not so patiently. Then one very ordinary afternoon, a box appeared on her doorstep. The gift had arrived. There it is. The farmer watched as his daughter excitedly tore off the wrapping paper. He was eager to see what she thought of the present. But Maggie didn't say a word. She just stared at the small wooden crate full of dirt. Dirt was not at all what Maggie had hoped for. Poking out of the soil was a small piece of paper that told Maggie how to care for her gift. It says, hide in a cool place, dark place, water as needed. When spring comes, bring into the light. The box says, live plants. Then she knew it must be a growing thing, like a bulb that would someday bloom into a plant. Oh dear, her long-awaited gift wasn't a toy or a doll or a game after all. The farmer could see that his daughter was very disappointed. His heart grew sad because the gift was from him. With a sigh, Maggie carried the wooden box down the steps into the darkest corner of the cellar and left it there on a shelf. Sometimes she remembered to water it, but most of the time, Maggie just forgot. The farmer did not forget. He just waited and he watched. Spring came at last. The air was warmer and the gray skies had melted into robin's egg blue. What a welcome sight the sun was. It was time for the farmer to hoe his garden, getting the soil ready for the seeds that filled his pockets. This is his hoe, and he's chopping up the soil and making it soft so he can take the seeds out of those pouches and plant them. Maggie wanted to help, so she marched down the cellar steps to get her own Maggie-size gardening tools. And that's when it happened. Searching for her toolbox in the dark corner of the cellar, Maggie knocked the forgotten crate of dirt off the shelf. Crash! The crate splintered into pieces, soil was everywhere, and the flower bulb that rolled to her feet showed no signs of life. What a mess! Maggie was mad at the box, and even madder at herself. She swept up the dirt and threw away the broken box, grumbling underneath her breath. And that ugly old flower bulb? She tossed it out the cellar door, never to think of it again. Until Maggie woke up earlier than usual Easter morning. A warm breeze blew through her bedroom window, and the chirping birds seemed to call her name. She dressed in her nightgown. Still dressed in her nightgown, Maggie tiptoed out into the garden. She was hoping to find some daffodils or tulips to decorate the table for Easter breakfast. What do you see, kids? That's when she saw it. The loveliest lily that God ever made was blooming on the edge of her father's flower garden. Its white petals unfolded like a trumpet. Its leaves were green with new life, and its scent was as fragrant as the most expensive perfume. Maggie knew all at once what had happened. She didn't know whether to laugh or cry or shout with joy. So Maggie did all three at once. "Wake up, everybody! Wake up! Come see! The gift is alive!" she screamed. Her family hurried out to the garden. They couldn't believe their eyes. So much beauty from such an ugly box of dirt. Maggie noticed the farmer standing in the doorway, quietly watching. His smile gave away his secret. "Father, it was you who gave me the lily," Maggie squealed with delight. Suddenly her little girl's smile began to fade. Oh dear, she'd thrown away her father's gift without so much as a thank you. How that must have hurt him. "I'm sorry, Daddy," she said, putting her arms around his big waist. "Will you forgive me?" "Oh, my child," the father whispered, hugging her tight. that's what Easter is all about. And there's the box of dirt with the lily bulb, just the way she got it. So remember, kids, Easter is about all things new. And just like the beauty of the lily is the beauty of the cross, and Jesus, who died for our sins so that we will live forever and have this kind of joy. Have a great day.